Hey there, it's Melly, and I thought I would teach you how to make your very own signature logo. Super simple. I'm going to be using Adobe Photoshop. There is a free 30-day trial of Adobe from the Creative Cloud. And if you like to keep Photoshop thereafter, it's only $9.95 a month, I think, for one application. So super affordable, super easy, and I'm going to show you how to make some magic pretty darn quickly. So I'm going to switch over to Photoshop here as I screen share. And the first thing you want to do is to write using a brush pen, which is what I used, or markers. You could draw out letters. The key thing is to try to use black ink. It makes it easier when you are bringing it into Photoshop. So I took a photo of my signature with my iPhone. I emailed it to myself, and then I opened it in Photoshop. So if you're going to open a file, you want to go to File, Open, or Command-O or Control-O if you're on a PC, and that'll open that document. And then you want to use this selection tool over here to draw a rectangle around it, either Command-C or Control-C to copy it, and then coming to your new document, which I'm already in my new document, but if you're going to start a new document, I recommend starting in inches. I recommend 8 inches by 8 inches, and we're going to set it up in high resolution because then you'll have flexibility in use of your logo later. I'm keeping it in RGB because RGB is better for color manipulation. Then you can switch it to CMYK for print after you are done manipulating. So, okay. I am going back. I lost my signature here. So Control-A or Command-A to select all, and Command-V or Control-V to paste it. Now, I've already done this levels, but what you're going to do if you have some background noise, and I'm actually going to, is you're going to hit Command-L or Control-L for levels. Now, you're going to click on this little white eyedropper here, and you're going to click on all the white spaces and all the gray spaces in your scan or your photograph. Then you're going to click on the black eyedropper, and you're going to click on all the black or places that should be black because you want black and white, solid black and white areas in your signature. And then you'll come out with something very contrasty like this. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to do this with 3 different backgrounds. I'm going to go to my first background, which is just a glitter background. I'm going to hit Command-A or Control-A if you're on a PC, Command-C or Control-C to copy, and then come back to my new document. Where's my new document? I lost it. I lost it. I lost it. These are all my backgrounds I'm playing with, in case you were wondering. Entitled 1. All right, and then I'm hitting Command-V or Control-V to paste my image. Now I'm holding down Shift as I grab one of these corners. You can see the diagonal arrows, and my computer's hanging a little bit. And while I hold down Shift, I'm just going to drag the arrows so that I can resize. And I'm going to release Shift and my mouse, and I'm going to click and drag. And again, holding down Shift while I click on the corner and dragging it just to resize it behind my signature because I want to focus on some of this small glitter. I want the small glitter to be around where my signature is. I'm going to drag it behind just to see the positioning. I'm going to move it up a little bit. And then all I'm going to do is hold down the Alt key or the Option key, making sure that my texture or my pattern is above my signature. Hold down Option or Alt and click the line in between the 2 layers. You'll see that little arrow. And look, I have a beautiful signature. Then a lot of people like to pair a script or handwriting with a sans serif. So I'm going to click on my text tool over here in my tools palette. I'm going to click, and I'm going to call myself Magic Maker as a tagline. Dragging over again to resize, holding down Shift while I grab a corner. Apparently didn't grab that corner. And then dragging it over and just resizing it. And then I don't want this to be bold because it is too close to the bold script. I want there to be more contrast. So I'm going to open up my character palette, and I am going to change the font. Oh my goodness, my computer's giving me issues tonight. Gotham is one of my all-time favorite fonts. Again, my computer is hanging. Gotham. Gotham. And I'm going to do Gotham Light, again, because I want contrast. And then for color, I'm going to click in the color box, and I'm just going to hover the eyedropper over to select a color from the actual image that I'm making. Because the M of my name descends a little bit, I'm going to bring this. And another cool thing to do to create even more space here is to come up in the letter spacing where it says 20 right now, and I'm actually going to type in 180. And you can see how that spaced my letters apart. Made it look really classy and nice, and enter. So there is my first logo. Now I'm going to create a folder by clicking a folder in my layers palette over here. Grabbing all three of these layers by clicking the top layer, hitting shift and clicking the bottom layer, dragging them into the group, and I'm going to call this version 1. And I'm going to collapse that. So then I want to duplicate this because I want to try this with 2 more different textures in my signature. So I'm going to drag down, create a new layer, calling this V2, and expanding the folder. Now I'm going to come over to this picture. I'm going to Command A or Control A to select all, Command C or Control C to copy, and then come over to my new document. I'm coming down over, clicking on the layer that's currently the pattern, and then I'm hitting Command V or Control V, dragging that old layer away, and then holding down Alt or Option key between my signature and the texture on top, and clicking the line between them, and you'll see I've got my nice pattern. Now, that's not quite where I want it to be because I want to be able to read my name. So because these aren't linked, all I have to do is drag my image up to where I want it to be. So that we kind of have the nice little pinky sparkly. And then I'm clicking on my text layer, clicking the color again, and I'm going to hover kind of over a purpley color, and I'm actually going to make it even deeper. There we go. So there's my second signature. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to drag this folder down to the new page. It's going to create a duplicate of the folder, naming it V3 Expand, and I'm going to come over to this crazy looking pattern. I'm hitting Command A or Control A to select all, Command C or Control C to copy, coming over to my new document, clicking on the layer that currently has that pattern, Command V or Control V, it will paste the layer on top, and then I am deleting, dragging that layer down to the trash. Now I need to resize this. I need to make it a little bit bigger. Be careful when you're resizing too much or it'll get really pixely. Again, holding down Alt or Option when I'm on the line between the 2 layers, clicking, and then that's a pretty crazy texture there. And then for my Magic Maker text, I'm clicking on the layer, clicking on the color box, and then I'm going to sample. There we go. And because this is so crazy and geometric, actually what I want to do is make that pattern a little smaller. Again, I'm holding down Shift. And then I actually want to put a drop shadow on this. So I'm going to go up to this little FX down in my layers palette. I'm going to do drop shadow. And I don't want this to be cheesy. So I'm just making sure, changing my opacity by dragging the opacity slider. And my size, you can just play around with these size and spread toggles to see what they're doing there. Distance, make it a little closer. Okay, so there is my next version. Do I have one more image or is that it? I've got one more image to try. So I'm going to do 4 versions. So same thing, drag that group down to the new layer, rename it version 4. My last image, Command A or Control A, Command A or Control C, Command C or Control C to copy. And clicking on my current texture, Command V, it'll paste on top. drag that old layer away, hold down Alt or Option and the layer line between, and there we've got our new. And I don't need that drop shadow anymore. I don't like it anymore. So I'm coming down to the drop shadow, clicking this arrow on that layer, clicking drop shadow, and then I'm going to uncheck the drop shadow, so it'll take that away. Okay. And then I am going to click on my Magic Maker text again, change the color, sample something in the logo that I'm currently working with. So these are our 3 signatures. We've got 1, we've got 2, 3, and 4. And that is how you can make an easy logo, very classy, very personalized, and unique with your very own signature. So I am going to flip you back around here. And I hope that was helpful. Pretty easy, just took us a few minutes, and I've got 4 new versions of a potential logo if I decided to use my signature as a logo, which now that I've done this exercise for you, I kind of think I like it, and I may end up using it for myself. So have fun, guys. I'll check you later.
What?